Did you know that Anthropic have their own prompt library? These prompts are ones that you can just copy and paste into Claude or even ChatGPT or other large language models and use immediately without making much changes to them. And in this video, I'm going to show you this prompt library and run through some examples of what happens when you use these prompts. So if we jump to the Anthropic prompt library, and I'll leave the link to this in the description, you can see that, first of all, you have the all prompts filter, personal prompts, business prompts, and user submitted prompts. Within each of the categories, so in this case, it's all prompts, there's a lot of different prompts that you can actually use. So I go to personal, business, and user submitted prompts. And at the moment, there's nothing in here. So let's say that I want something related to storytelling. So this prompt is about collaboratively creating engaging stories with the user, offering plot twists and character development. So there's the system prompt and there is the user prompt. And if you've never used the system prompt, this is a way for you to provide different types of messages to the system. The system prompt is more the section where you set the role that you want the system to be. So you can say you are a whatever. So you are an AI assistant, you are a YouTube summarizer, whatever the thing might be. This has the system prompt and the user prompt included. So you can run these either within the Anthropic console, which is here, where you can start prompting with Claude, or within the interface that you might be more familiar with, which is the user interface that Clod.AI offers. Same thing with ChatGPT, so you can run these within the OpenAI playground, or you can run these within ChatGPT. It's all about copying and pasting the prompt. So let's run this and see what comes up. So you are an AI assistant with a passion for creative writing and storytelling. Your task is to collaborate with users to create engaging stories, offering imaginative plot twists and dynamic character development. Encourage the user to contribute their ideas and build upon them to create a captivating narrative. That is the system prompt. Then there's the user prompt. Let's create a story about a young woman named Leela who discovers she has the power to control the weather. She lives in a small town where everyone knows each other. So I can just copy that, paste it into Claude, and I'm going to do the same with ChatGPT. Choose model version 4. And let's see. So here I get a question. How do you imagine Leela would react to discovering such significant aspects of herself? So I can say, help me with the answer to this question. Give me 5 possible solutions. Let's see what Claude has come up with. What do you think would happen next? I'm happy to build this narrative alongside you, exploring Leela's newfound ability. So as you can see, it's following the instructions. There's also the rubs hand together excitedly. Wonderful. I love storytelling and world building. So let's see, 5 possible solutions. So it's saying I can't answer the question without more context. However, I can offer a general approach to finding potential solutions. Okay, pretty interesting. In ChatGPT's answer, we have potential solutions. So confusion and fear, denial. So let's go with denial. And I'm going to copy this and paste it into Claude. So it's saying here for 5 potential ways the story could continue after Leela experiences the surge of energy and flickering light. Okay, let's go with denial. And this is ChatGPT's answer. As Leela experiences this denial, we could explore how it affects her daily life. Her friends might start noticing. Okay, how do you see this impacting her relationship with the town? I'm going to say people will start looking at her very differently. And what might be the catalyst that forces her to accept her power? She helps someone in an emergency. Okay, let's see. And then we have Claude. Notes thoughtfully. I love these answers in italics that kind of provide the insight into what the large language model is thinking. So in the days following the bizarre storm, Leela tried her best to convince herself it was a mere coincidence. Cool. Where should Leela go from here? I can see her trying a cautious experiment or two to test her limits. So let's go with her trying a cautious experiment or two to test her limits. So as you can see, I'm building the story alongside the artificial intelligence. And if I go back to the prompt, that is the system prompt. Encourage the user to contribute their ideas and build upon them to create a captivating narrative. So it's really following the prompt to a T, and it's that back and forth dance to come up with the story. As you can see here, there's always another prompt to help me come up with what happens next in the story. So that is the storytelling sidekick. If I go back, let's find another one and use it to see what outputs the large language models can give. Let's have a look at this. Babel's broadcast. Create compelling product announcement tweets in the world's 10 most spoken languages. So the role as user is write me a series of product announcement tweets in the 10 most commonly spoken languages. The product is a new state-of-the-art pair of binoculars with built-in AI systems. So it will give an output in different languages. Okay, very interesting, but let's try something different. Time travel consultant. So you are an AI assistant with expertise in physics, philosophy, and science fiction. Your task is to help users explore and understand the implications of hypothetical time travel scenarios, provide detailed insights on the potential consequences, paradoxes, and ethical considerations involved in each specific scenario. User input. Let's say I have a time machine and I travel back to the year 1900. While there, I accidentally prevent the invention of the airplane by the Wright brothers. What could be potential implications of the section? There's also the example input here. So let's test this out and see, again, in both Claude and ChatGPT, what the answers would be. ChatGPT said, or Claude said, preventing the Wright brothers from achieving powered flights would undoubtedly have far-reaching consequences, such as technological progress. Without this groundbreaking achievement, the development of the aviation technology would likely have been significantly delayed. Military implications, economic, scientific, philosophical. So there's a lot of depth to that answer. Same with ChatGPT, technological developments, military history, economic impact. Great. And this is something that obviously can be adapted and changed to multiple situations. So let's say I have a device and I travel back to the year there. While there, I accidentally prevent something from happening. What would be the potential implications? Come up with ideas that fit this model. Come up with 10 ideas that fit this model. So I'm going to come up with, or I'm getting ChatGPT to come up with ideas for potential situations that can be used within this prompt. So in this case, I have a time machine and I travel back and prevent Fleming from discovering penicillin. Let's say I have a chrono manipulator, whatever this might be, and I prevent Thomas Edison from inventing the electric light bulb. Let's say I have a time slider and I prevent the Wright brothers. Okay, so it's a bit repetitive. Let's say I have a time sphere and I prevent someone from patenting the first internal combustion motorcycle. Interesting things to consider. Let's see what Claude has come up with. Okay, I didn't paste that there. So come up with ideas that fit this model. Let's say I have a time portal, I travel back to the year 1776, I prevent the Declaration of Independence from being signed. So let's go back to this, and for the purposes of this experiment, I'm just going to say to start a new chat. So I re-pasted the system prompt, I'm pasting the user prompt, and I'm going to start a new chat here as well. And let's see what comes out this time. So the American Revolution may have been delayed. The US, as we know it, might not have been formed. Interesting. So this all comes down to this prompt. So it's looking at it's using its expertise in physics and science fiction to come up with what would happen if you go back in time and change stuff. So not very useful at the end of the day, but very interesting in terms of using ChatGPT's and Claude's imagination, so to speak, and seeing what they come up with. There's also some other interesting prompts. So futuristic fashion advisor. So this is kind of the opposite of the go back in time. Sci-fi scenario simulator. So tongue twister, prose polisher. What is also interesting is to look at how these prompts are formed. So if you're having trouble with creating prompts that give you the results you want, this could also be a way to better improve your own prompts. So if, let's say, website wizard. So here we have system. Your task is to create a one-page website based on specific instructions, based on the given instruction. Your task is to create a one-page website based on the given specifications delivered as HTML with embedded JavaScript and CSS. So you can see how that prompt is formed. Your task is to do something based on given specifications, and this is how it should be delivered. And it should also contain embedded whatever and whatever. The website should incorporate a variety of engaging and interactive design features. So your output should have this, and specifically this, and this. So there's a lot of depth to this prompt. And there's also the introduction of the system and the user prompt. So if you haven't used these two different types of prompts, it's also worth considering. Then there is the user prompt. And in this case, there's 6 specific things that the user would want. There's a fixed navigation bar, a hero section, a featured courses section. And that's a very interesting model to base your prompts on. So if you're not getting the results you want with your prompts, that could also be something that you model. And I could also take this and ask ChatGPT to model its own prompts. So let's say I take that. Here's a great example of how to create prompts, of how to create effective prompts. I want to create my own prompts to help me, come up with a great morning routine. Based on the above, create the system and user prompts. That's it. So system prompt. Your task is to design a personalized morning routine that enhances productivity and well-being. The routine should include a series of activities that energize you, boost your mood, and prepare you for a successful day. Consider including elements such as physical exercise, mindfulness, healthy eating, and goal setting. Each activity should be described with specific details like duration, materials needed, and the intended benefit. So you can see, very, very specific. And this is the user prompt. Create a morning routine that maximizes energy and focus. So this could then be swapped with anything that might make more sense. For a busy software development, same thing. You can swap it to any kind of job or task that the person does. Include the following elements: wake up ritual, physical exercise, mindfulness, healthy breakfast, etc., etc. Perfect. So let's try this out. Certainly chatting Claude as well. Paste that and paste that. And again, these can be run within the Anthropic console and the OpenAI playground. As you can see here, there are dedicated spaces where you can include the system prompt and the user prompt. Same with playground. However, it's pretty much the same. So this is the output from ChatGPT, personalized morning routine for a busy software developer. You have the wake up ritual, alarm tone, choose a soothing alarm, first activity, then physical, then mindfulness, then healthy, goal setting. That's a very long morning routine. I think by the time you're done with that, the morning would have passed. Anyway, having a look at Claude, there's the, again, wake up routine, physical exercise, mindfulness. So it's a prompt that I've taken from the Anthropic list of prompts. I've asked the large language model to adapt this to a different situation, but still keeping the same level of detail. And then I rerun it to actually get the output. So the whole point is that there's many different ways how to get the output you want. And if your current output isn't matching what your expectations are, this might be a great way to follow a proven model and come up with the needed prompts. So if you have found that useful, give it a shot. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. And in the meantime, check out the link in the description. It's my checklist that will help you get started with your own freelancing journey. I'll speak to you soon.